Hi everybody, this is Jill with Greenwood Girl Cards, and I am coming on for Saturday morning makes and 2 crafters 1 design this morning. Saturday morning crafting, as well as Snowmen of January 2025, which is done by my sweet friend Nancy May of the Handy Scandy, and was started by Anna White over at Sweet Miss Daisy. And 2 Crafters 1 Design this week is having the theme be my Jill's Joyful Heart stamps, which is really sweet of them. So that's Melissa of Mo Creations, Lisa of UCY I'm a Diva, and Gloria of Girliest Cards. And you'll find inspiration on all their channels as a jumping off point. And then, of course, for Snowman of February or January 2025, you'll have inspiration on Nancy's channel. And Anna has also been putting a lot of snowmen cards up, which coordinates with her wonderful new release for Sweet Miss Daisy Design. So if you haven't seen her release, you'll want to hop on over to her channel or go back to my previous this and that video. I do share the products that I've ordered so far from her. Anyway, I did a little video where I show how I stamped some of these out, just to kind of give you an idea of how the stamp set is supposed to work. And I will either attach that on here, or I might put it up just as a separate reference video for Jill's Joyful Heart stamps. Anyway, just a reminder that these stamp sets are available at Peachy Keen Stamps. The lovely Kathy Jakopovich offered me a stamp line at her company, and we started with these 2 stamp sets. Jill's JN02, which is the Snow Angel stamp set, and then this set here, which is JN01, which is Gingerbread Joy. So these 2 sets are available at Peachy Keen Stamps, and you can use my discount code Jill10 for 10% off your purchase if you're interested. And of course, Kathy has all of her beautiful stamps there, and there's so many wonderful offerings for all different holidays and seasons of the year, plus all of her beautiful face stamps. So I just wanted to mention that, and as always, I'm so grateful to Kathy for all she does. When I did the stamping to showcase the 2 sets, I did do 2 different ones, and on this one that I was doing for coloring, I just did a bunch of the different offerings of the stamps just so you could see how it works. I probably would not normally mix these snowflake trees with the stars, just so you know. I would normally do something different at the bottom, but I was trying to show how the different stamps could be put together. So this is just a sample, if you will, of how you can use the stamp set. And I know that there have been questions about what this little stamp is for, and it is the little fringe on the scarf. And there's 3 different centerpiece stamps. There's a star, a tree, and a heart. And I use the heart because Valentine's Day is right around the corner. And then there's additional hearts in the Gingerbread Joy stamp set. And I like to use the largest one as a pocket. You can also use these stars. These are interchangeable with both sets. So all of these little stamp images can be used on either set. And it's the same with this one. You can interchange these and use them over here with the Gingerbread Joy Girl. So I will show you that. I can show more as we move further along, but for today, I'm just going to do some watercoloring with this beautiful image that I stamped. And this is stamped on watercolor paper that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. I can't think of the brand right now, but it's the main brand that they carry. And it was stamped in VersaFine ink, which is good for watercoloring. And I am going to color right now anyway with just some distress inks. And so I've pulled out Victorian Velvet, Tattered Rose, and Spun Sugar. And I may actually end up using a little bit of Kitsch Flamingo. We'll see. So these are the colors that I have sitting out here on my desk. And I'm going to start with some Spun Sugar. So this is just how I do it. I just press the stamp pad. I have a glass mat on my desk here. And that's usually how I start doing my watercoloring. I have a little number 2 and a number 4 paintbrush, okay? And these are Grace Arts. I think these are just a local Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever purchase. Could be from Joann's, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this light pink ink, and I'm going to start by just watercoloring the heart in the center of her sweater here. And I'm hoping to just do a really light colored card and possibly mix this with some papers from Irala Miha shop. So I want to keep the color very, very light. So I'm going to start with just a little bit on this heart in the center of her sweater. And then I want to do Victorian velvet on her sweater itself. And what I like about Victorian velvet, and I'm hoping it's going to show up as a different color, otherwise I'll have to try Tattered Rose, or mix some brown into it. You can always mix a little bit of some browns into it. But let's see where we end up here. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I get all done, you guys, I'm filming, and then you get all done and you go out and start reviewing what you filmed, and you're so horrified by how bad you filmed it. But anyway, I am just trying to keep it really simple. I'm a little bit under the weather, and I was hoping to make a bunch of cards, you guys, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to see if I can get this done, and I'm going to maybe share Sue's card that she just sent the other day that I shared on my This and That video. Sue and Patty O'Malley and Dee, and I've had so many sweet birthday gifts from everybody. And so I did a little This and That video where I also shared my order from Sweet Miss Daisy. So excited. It's so fun to see everybody's projects using all the different stamp sets. Anna's beautiful snowman and her raggedy bunny. And I love when you guys do projects with my stamps. I wish, you know, sometimes I'm really, you guys, I'm really thinking I'm due to retire here in about 6 months. And I am considering stepping down from some of my design work so that I can focus on making stamps and also just using my stamps and giving you guys inspiration. It is hard for me to juggle all the balls that I have in the air sometimes. So, okay, so we have her little sweater all colored in this, what did I say it was? Spun Victorian velvet, which this is one of my favorite Tim Holtz pinks. I really like this Victorian velvet because it has a little bit of a brownish undertone, I guess, is what I would say. I don't know what you guys think, but so. And then we have to think about what we want to do for the scarf. I'm not sure yet. Should we bring a really pale blue in? Or should we just do everything in pinks? I just don't know what I want to do. And I'll have to think about that for a minute. I think maybe what I want to do is pull some antique linen out. Either antique linen or maybe this iced spruce would be really pretty. Maybe I can do antique linen for the wings. Let's put that over here. And let me rinse my brush a little bit. And I'm going to start by just doing the wings with some antique linen. Because I really, like I said, I'm trying to go for a very, very soft look on this card. So just keeping it really, really light, if you will. And antique linen is definitely a lighter tone. But it still gives a nice, you know. Could also try old paper. Is that the name of it, I think? So anyway, we'll do this for the wings. And just keep it really simple. Need a little more water to mix with that. I'm not quite getting enough down here. There we go. Okay, so there's the wings. I think I might need a little more. Looks like the left wing is a little bit, let's see, add a little bit more color here. All right, that looks a little more even, I think. And a lot of times I end up going back and touching up. This is just the first little layer, so. All right, so let's see. Do we want to, what do we want to do with the scarf and the skirt? Maybe, I just am so indecisive. I think I'm going to try the green. This is iced spruce. Ooh, that really came off the pad good because it's a brand new ink pad for me. It's not as dried out as some of my others that have been around for years. All right, so I'm going to just try and do a really light. We'll see if we can just come in here. I don't know. It's looking less green. Let's grab a little more of the color here. Let's see. And my idea is to maybe cut around her glove and have her be holding something for Valentine's Day. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but we'll have to kind of see where we end up. But it is fun to just play around with doing some watercoloring, just a little something different. I used to watercolor so much when I was really young, and my grandfather, my Grandpa Ormond, was a painter, and we didn't grow up around him, but we had some of his paintings in our house. And when we got older, we moved out here where he lives to Seattle area, and then I got to see more of what he, you know, his paintings and stuff. He had a studio in his basement, and we would love to go down there and see what he was up to. And he was like a Renaissance man. He did a lot of different things, and it was always fun to kind of see, you know, what he was up to. But he is no longer with us. Both him and my grandmother have passed now, and quite a few number of years ago. But it's fun to remember, isn't it? And it's funny how much our parents and our grandparents influence so much of what we do. And I like to think that some of what I've learned is partly just by being around him. And my grandma Maggie on my mom's side is where I got the crocheting bug from, and quilting, and so many of the other pursuits that I love. So, you know. All right, so this is, again, the color is iced spruce, and I'm liking that. I think that looks kind of good. And now I just have to decide, I think I'm going to try, let's see, do I want to, I think I'm going to try, let's start with the lighter pink. I've already got some green in these little hearts, so I'm not sure if this is going to work. I might have to, I don't know. But the thing about watercoloring is it's imperfectly perfect. And I'm learning to embrace that. I like it. And my stuff is never perfect anyway. I'm a homespun artist, and I love the homespun look of things. I love it when you can tell it's handmade, that it was made with love. And my stuff is definitely made with love. So one thing too is I should really let the green dry more before I add the pink in there. I'm forgetting what I'm doing here. But it'll be all right. I'll touch it up later. So what we should do is go up and work on the scarf. And I'm trying to decide, do I want the scarf to match? Maybe we'll do the scarf to match the green. I kind of like it cream too, but I don't know. I think I'm going to try and do the green. I keep debating with myself, but I'm going to put the green in here and we'll see where we end up. I'll do it a little bit lighter. Maybe it can just be, you know. And I could even do a little pattern in her scarf. So maybe that's what I'll do. And kind of mix some colors in here. Do some polka dots or maybe some stripes or something fun. We'll have to see how far I get. I've been doing a lot of editing of my videos. Part of it is I need to go through and delete a bunch of stuff on my phone. And I did delete a bunch the other night, but it's funny how fast it gets filled up when I'm working so much. So trying to get better at taking photos of my projects and then deleting them as soon as I get the upload done. But everything takes time. So anyway, I have been having to I'm trying to cut my videos down, number one, for a little bit more manageable length. And you guys let me know what you prefer. But I have been trying to trim them. And I know Nancy May and I were talking about that online the other day. It's hard to be a videographer. It's not an easy thing, especially when you're trying to show something like art. So you're trying to say enough, but not say too much, and not make the video too long, but make it long enough, and blah, blah, blah. So, all right. So I think that's looking pretty good. Do I have an orange ink for the nose? Maybe I want to do the nose pink just for fun. I mean, who says a nose has to be orange, right? We can do whatever we want. It's art. So I'm going to pick up some of this darker spun sugar and just barely paint the nose a little bit pink. There we go. I like that. And then maybe even the halo, just so that that pink is carried up. And I wish I had my smaller brush. Oh dear, I should go get it, but I don't want to stop the video and start over again. So I'm just going to keep going, and if it's a little imperfect, it's a little imperfect. Okay, so I do like that. I think what I want to try to do, let's see. I'm going to let the scarf dry for a minute, and while that's drying, I'm going to do the shoes. And I'm trying to decide, I think I'm going to do the shoes. Let's see how much of this I have left on here. Can we just tint these a really light creamy brown? I think I need something a little bit darker. I've got Vintage Photo. Let's try tea dye. That's just one level up from the other. I'm just going to put a little bit of tea dye, you know. And I was going to add too, we have a lot of new crafters on the channel, and I had a question the other day about what inks to buy and, you know, what do you need? And I really think the main thing you need like a Memento Tuxedo Black and Brown, and you need, if you're going to watercolor, you need a water-safe ink, like one of them is VersaFine, but there are others on the market. And you can get that in black and brown, or just black to start. You can add brown later. And then as far as inks go, see what's on sale at the craft stores, and, you know, see what you can find. They do clearances at Hobby Lobby occasionally. I know a bunch of people just scored distress inks that they were clearing out, and I was hoping to grab a few of those just because I don't have all the colors, you guys. But try to get kind of a rainbow of colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, brown, and the you know, the neutrals. But you can do it over time because, you know, look at, I'm coloring with just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. So you don't need every single color in order to do, you know, what you want to do, which is to make art. You don't need everything at the beginning. Just start slow and look for what's on sale. And, you know, you can color with your ink pads. You don't even need a paint palette, honestly. You just need some ink, and you can watercolor. So that's really all you need. And I love the effect that you get with distress inks and the colors palette that Tim has. I do like the colors. And I feel like I haven't done a lot of projects using my Arala Mija shop paper lately. So part of the reason I'm coloring this way is so I can use some of her beautiful digital papers. So I'm going to try and cheat and come back in here and do a little more pink on these hearts. And then I'll do some touch-ups later on. We'll see. And I'm trying to decide, what do I want to do her little mittens? I'm going to start with just the darker pink so that they're matching her sweater. I'll just do them like this. All right. All right. So I know I've had matching mittens with my sweater before, so we'll do that. I'm going to hope that this is dry, and I'm just going to add a little bit of pink into her scarf. And this isn't going to be perfect. It's just for fun. I'm just going to add a little. Oops. So. Oops, and I went over the lines a little bit there. So let's see if we can push that back. Clean off my brush a little bit. And I'm just gonna pick up just a little tiny bit of the not tea dye, what is it? Antique linen. Just the lightest little bit of antique linen that's still over here. There's hardly any left. And I'm just gonna paint the snow face just so it has the lightest little tinge, you guys, of color. Just the lightest little amount. And when it dries, it'll show up a little bit more, I think. But I just want the lightest little tinge. There we go. And then I also just want to add, we'll see if we can darken up her mittens a little bit more. I'm just going to add a little more pink here. There we go. And then we'll let that dry, and then I can just kind of touch up the skirt a little bit. And this wasn't dry all the way, so it got really muddy. But that's okay. You know, we're just playing. I should have just taken my dryer right now. My heat tool is out in the other room. So what I need to do is find a way to plug it in here. But or just be patient and let things dry. But I think what I'm going to do is just go over this a little bit. And then we will soften the lines and just make it look like it's a chalice scarf with various colors or something. So I think what I should do, you guys, is I'm just going to let this dry now. And then I'll probably do some additional touch-ups, and I'll either turn the camera on with that or else I'll just explain it when I come back with my card, okay? So that's what I have so far. I highly recommend watercoloring with distress inks. It's a lot of fun. And it's something that a lot of people have a few of them in their stash too. So if you don't have a watercolor palette or whatever, you can still do watercoloring. Any ink pads that you have that are water-based ink pads will work. I have watercolored beautifully with my paper tray ink pads in the past. So the only set of inks I have in completion is my paper tray inks because I started there. I started collecting inks, and I decided at that time to start with paper tray ink because I was buying their stamps and I could order the inks at the same time. When I placed an order to try and get to the free shipping amount, I would add ink pads to get to the free shipping amount. And I started out with just little cubes back in the day. And then eventually, after I'd been doing it for a long time, I graduated to full-size ink pads. But you can just start with the little cubes. You don't need a lot of supplies to make beautiful art. So I just thought I would mention that. And I can't wait for this to dry completely. I'll do a few little touch-ups, and then I will make a card with this, and I will share it for Saturday Morning Makes and Two Crafters One, Saturday Morning Crafting with Two Crafters One Design and Saturday Morning Makes. And don't forget, it also is for Snowmen of January and Crafting Christmas All Year Long, which is Lynn the Gift Diva and two other people. I need to go look who it is because it's not staying in my head, you guys. I'm getting old, you guys. I can't remember everything. Anyway, all right, I'll be back with you guys soon. Thank you for watching always. Don't forget to give me thumbs up, like, subscribe, everything that you do, whether it's a comment, a like, a subscription, etc. It all helps me and helps my family. So thank you so much. Bye. I'll be back for Saturday Morning Makes.